In fact, it may interest you to know that within this 1 year that we have run the program, we had our examinations, continuous assessments. It would interest you to know that the best student emerged, that emerged this year is a medical doctor.
Wow. I am delighted to have you on this program today, Sister Mary Jane Aririgouzo, IHM, from the Catholic Institute of West Africa, and a coordinator of the Hilton CIWA Theological Formation for Women Religious. Sister, you are welcome.
Thank you, Sister.
We have heard about a collaboration between Catholic Institute of West Africa, CIWA, in Nigeria, and the Hilton Foundation in USA on a program tagged Hilton CIWA, Theological Formation for Women Religious. Can you tell us more about this collaboration and what this program between Hilton CIWA set to achieve?
Thank you so much, Sister Elizabeth. Hilton CIWA Theological Formation for Women Religious is a program that CIWA is offering in conjunction with Conrad and Hilton Foundation, United States of America. The program is meant to offer basic theology, spirituality, and ongoing formation to the religious sisters in West Africa, West and Central Africa. This program is already running in Hekima, Syria, East Africa. So the Conrad and Hilton Foundation wants to replicate this. It wants to replicate it in West Africa, and so it is anchoring with the Catholic Institute of West Africa, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, to offer this program. So it is open to religious sisters across West Central Africa. Some sisters who find it a lot interesting are signing in from other countries beyond West Africa due to the context in which it is being offered. So as we have already said, it is meant to boost the theological formation of religious sisters and their spirituality, and then ongoing formation of the sisters. This is because, of course, hardly do we have a good number of sisters who have formal education in theology.
Okay.
I think the root cause of this is because the formation of sisters happen between 3 to 4 years. You have the formation in aspirancy, getting the sisters to join, postulancy, teaching the rubrics and all that about telling them about religious life, and then the formal canonical novitiate. The novitiate is done in 2 years. The canonical year, they want more adult year for experience and learning. So once sisters have this basic formation given to them, the rest is now about the ongoing formation through the life of the sister. So only a few get the opportunity to get formal education in theology.
Okay.
And so sisters get into the apostolate, some into medical profession, medical doctors, nurses, caregivers, pastoral work, education.
Okay.
These are mainly, and then other works of the apostolate. So that you find a sister doing this work, of course, in the habit, doing the work of evangelization. Anyone seeing the sisters would presume that sisters already know it all. So you ask a basic information on theology, and sister is struggling to give you an answer. So without this basic formation, it becomes an issue to be tackled. So thanks to Conrad and Hilton Foundation, they took up this project at least to give basic fundamental knowledge in theology to the religious sisters. So we have over in West and Central Africa alone, we have about 6,500 or 600 religious sisters across the different congregations.
That's
So
true.
if with this program, they are able to give at least 10, 20, 30% of sisters basic theology, theological formation, spirituality formation, that they would have done a great job. And so the aim is to get as many as possible to get this basic formation in theology, fundamental theology, and then spirituality.
Thank you very much for that insightful contributions, telling us about this program and what is set to achieve. And from what you have said, I can see that this program is specifically made for the Catholic sisters in the West African and the Central African regions. Is there any reason, specific reason or reasons for this?
I think part of the reason would be for the context, to be able to consider the context the lecture will be given from. For instance, the African cultural setting, the culture, the morality, the sensitivity. Of course, sometimes we have opportunity of studying in Europe, in America, and then in Rome, like you're in Rome now. But then here in Africa, a lot of times this is overlooked and we dabble into the apostolate. And so putting it in this setting, you will be marrying the context with the knowledge, with the fundamental knowledge of theology. You'll be attending to those nitty-gritties, the good things about our culture, considering the context, considering the morality, considering the tradition, and in fact the setting in Africa. So all those are factored into the knowledge that are being offered to the religious sisters.
Great, great. Thank you, sister. Yeah, you've told us about this program in connection with the contest, that's African contest. But do you think that having this program online rather than having it in person or having physical touch with the reality, which is in Africa, do you think that having this program as e-learning will still be able to achieve the aim of getting in touch with the reality of the African context with the sisters?
Yes, I would tell you that having had the experience for this 1 year, it is really, really possible. With the boost in the social media within this past year, we have come to discover that this is possible, that we wish this had come up earlier, because it now offers a lot of sisters opportunity to key in. Okay. Every evening, our online distance learning, the ODL we established in a virtual classroom, it's offered in the evenings from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Nigeria time, then others key in their own local time. These courses begin. By then, sisters would have been done with the apostolate, those in various apostolates. Creating this program doesn't mean they leave the apostolates undone. They are still with the apostolates, but they are able to sign in the evening, and even those on other studies are able to gain in it. In fact, it may interest you to know that within this 1 year that we have run the program, we had our examinations, continuous assessments. It would interest you to know that the best student emerged this year is a medical doctor.
Wow, great.
She's a medical doctor in her full profession, yet she has a lot of time to get into our lectures, and she emerged the best. Wow. It's a lot encouraging, and she never lacked in her work of the apostolate. Yeah.
Great. I'm happy to learn that. You have experimented this for 1 academic year now, and even I heard that you are set for convocation for the students.
Yes.
Okay. As a coordinator, will you say that the vision and aim of this program is being met?
I can honestly, sincerely tell you that we never missed any of them. We had 4 objectives. We had 4 objectives set out to this program, beyond the basic boosting of the theological formation of sisters, equally to boost the knowledge of spirituality. We did courses in spirituality and other spiritualities. Spirituality of the Catholic Church and other spiritualities altogether. Then we had I could tell you that we did 10 courses in all. Then I will narrow down to the 4 objectives we had in mind. We had fundamental theology. We had the introduction to scripture. We had formation in conscience. We had the consecrated life. We had the consecrated life and introduction to canon law. Then we had pastoral theology and missiology. Of course, it has grown mission. So
this is all encompassing.
Yes. And then we had introduction to social teachings of the church. Introduction to social teachings of the church. We had introduction to liturgy. We had the introduction to journalism and use of media. And beyond it all, we had sexuality and human development, a course in psychology. And sister, what this was like.
Within this 1 year?
Within this 1 year. So in fact, sisters wouldn't like it was like it was a harvest of knowledge for them, and they were thanking God. You can imagine the evaluation we had, the assessment we had. They were rating the program and everything about it nearly 100%.
Wow.
That they are so grateful to God, to CIWA, to Hilton Foundation, and the organizers for ever beginning this for them, because they have done a whole lot of things and they wish it had started earlier. So with this, the 4 objectives we set about to establish, we had achieved them: the basic theological knowledge, spirituality studies, pastoral work, pastoral studies, pastoral theology, and missiology. And the interesting thing about pastoral theology was that what they were learning, they were trying to, it was influencing them in their works of the apostolate and the evangelization. And again, Hilton Foundation, United States of America, in fact, what they have done is exceptional and invaluable, because in CIWA, they have established a virtual classroom.
Wow.
Boosting it with modern facilities.
Whoa.
So that we can continue the program and even use the virtual classroom to run other online courses.
Wow.
So we are ever grateful to them. To Sister Jane Aririgouzo, who is and Sister Angelic, who are the officers interfacing with CIWA, and they are really the one that extended this to us, and we are so grateful to them from here in CIWA.
Thank you very much, sister. I think you are really immersed with this program. You're happy with the program, and I pray that it continues. And my next question will have been to ask you how the religious, the students, the sisters have benefited from this program. I already noticed that you have started that, and you even said that they have given some evaluations on this program. Can you share some of this with us?
Of course, they have so much benefited because it is implementing, it is boosting their works of the apostolate. Like the best student we have, she's Ilson Jacqueline D in the Cameroon. She's a medical doctor, and she said the approach she's now having in her work, of course, she was doing her best earlier before she had the course, but now there is an added kind of impact from the knowledge she has, from the social teachings of the church, to always consider the dignity of the human person while attending to the person, both poor or rich, regardless of the person she has to treat. She has to first of all consider the dignity of the human person created in the image and likeness of God, and the fundamental rights of that person. So also those in various works of education. They meet their pupils in schools, and then the pastoral workers, the social workers, they are all excited at the novelty that the program is bringing into their various works of the apostolate. And then there are some others that are considering equally coming to CIWA to do some added more degree. That is to get now a degree beyond the certificate they have gotten, because they're just getting a certificate. Beyond what they have gotten, they want to proceed to get a degree and maybe further the education of basic theology.
Great. I also know that one of my sisters, in fact, a professor in a university, also joined this Professor Agatha Ogunkorode.
Exactly.
Also joined this program, and I noticed that she also shared moments with me about experiences with the program, and it was very nice one and great one. So we thank you for coordinating this program so far, and we thank very much the Hilton Foundation in USA for sponsoring this program. But as a coordinator, you have shared experiences, rosy and juicy experiences with us. I noticed that in Africa back there, even Nigeria, it couldn't have been all roses like that. But are there some challenges, maybe hindering the progress of the work, or that will not allow this program to continue in future as already specified?
Yes, sister, thank you very much for being sensitive to that. Exactly, we have challenges. And our main challenge was network.
Hmm.
The network was a big challenge for us here in Africa. Came from Nigeria, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Liberia, South Africa, some came in from South Africa, even some from Kenya. You can imagine the network and the strength in Kenya. Some, in fact, we had at the beginning, we had 120 sisters registered for the course.
Wow.
But then for the program, but at present, only 92 are graduating.
Wow.
Because along the line, some continue, some discontinued because of the network that they couldn't sustain. So they said, even though they have the notes, but they needed the lectures, they needed to hear the lectures and then to flow with the discussions going on. So because they couldn't continue, they just made do with what they had, but they discontinued the lecture. So network is the biggest challenge. Then another challenge we had was the capacity to use the social media. So we have foreseen this, we have predicted this. That was why we had the one of the courses as journalism and use of the social media being given by one of the lecturers in CIWA. So despite that course, yet some sisters were struggling. You know what they have just began, what they are reading for the first time.
Yeah.
Even the use of computer, the use of maybe webcam, smartphones. It wasn't that easy. You could see some struggling to key in, and the lecture is already midway. So that was part of the challenge. But at least with the creation of the awareness, with this basic, everybody knows that you have to buckle up, to meet up, to catch up with what is going on. Otherwise, the train is leaving the train of knowledge and fundamental theology and other knowledge is leaving the station. So you have to try your best.
That's true. Sister, well done.
Thank
And
you,
congratulations for what you have done in the school. And we also congratulate the rector and the staff and the management and everyone contributing to this program.
And thank you, sister, for having us equally.
Thank you, sister. We are happy, and we pray that this program we continue, and even in future, so that they can sponsor one or two people to have physical contact in CIWA, because I know that CIWA is the powerhouse of theological formation in Africa. Thank you very much, and God bless you, sister.
Bless you. Thank you, sister.
Yes.